up, guys? We are back. Agents and Nerds, our buddies, AJ, Seth here too. We're gonna get into a little Game of Thrones discussion, how we feel about what's going on in this last episode, writing. But
before we begin, we have to have a drink or a fallen franchise.
Bring it in, Britt. Come on, Britt, from behind the camera.
Shout out to the cameraman.
To Game of Thrones.
Couldn't do without him.
It was great while it
Bring it in,
lasted.
fellas. Bring it in.
It was great while it lasted, man.
Thank you for the first 6 seasons.
Thank you for the first 6 seasons.
Seven was
And thanks to everybody who's watched it for this many seasons to be here and watch our podcast about it. Because, y'all stuck in there for the long haul.
All right, so...
All right, what we got, man? What's up? All right, next. What do you think?
Oh, man.
What do you think?
Yo, there was so much that happened in that last episode and so much that led up to it. I have problems with how HBO's handling the past 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. You know, since they stopped following...
Tell it like you mad. Tell it!
Since they stopped following the books, there's, just so much plot armor. So, in the long night, the dragon comes through, and he blows everything up, right? The dragon's destroying buildings. You've seen the dragon destroy all kinds of shit with its fire. Then Jon Snow hides behind this little-ass wall, and the dragon... breathes fire at him, and he's hiding behind this wall, and he just doesn't care. Either Jon Snow's immune to the fire, or they just put some magic plot armor on this man. He's like, you know what? He's got to live, but all these other people need this dragon fire die. And then on top of that, you see the dragon in the newest episode just destroying the city. But that same fire just don't do anything to Jon Snow.
That dragon.
All right. I need it. Okay.
The dragon is also
good.
twice the size. Drogon's a giant dragon.
Well, they're all breathing the same fire.
Yeah, but I mean, a bigger flame coming from a bigger
But also
dragon,
a small wall.
Small wall.
Small wall. Tons of protection.
All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. So the writers melded in. That's number one. All right, they melded in. They basically, I heard that HBO wanted more episodes, so nah, we could do it in 6. We could do it in 6. And all we get is this rushed, crazy, it's crazy because the characters don't. We get 7 seasons of development, right, and arcs, right, and then all of a sudden, these characters, which I'm not mad about where they got to, not concerned about that. I'm cool with I'm cool with where they got to. It's how. That's the biggest problem. You can't go from 0 to 60 in a show like this when we had so much development. So, what do you guys think about how some characters got to the point where they're at, where it just doesn't fit their character arc?
You can't go to 0 to 60, you're right. Unless you're Daenerys Stormborn. In which case... you absolutely went from 0 to 60.
She has more.
She didn't go 0 to 60
she went to 0 to 2,000.
She loses her dragon.
Yeah.
She loses Missandei. I mean, Missandei said Dracarys before she died, before her head got lopped off. So Dany took that as burn this motherfucker down.
Yeah. So she was gonna.
It was happening.
Yeah, she did look crazy.
And we all saw from season 1 after.
But there's another thing though. I think her craziness could have been stopped if John would have just gave her the D. She was like, yo, John,
wait, quick
question.
She was like, I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you fuck your aunt to save thousands of lives?
100%. If I had to, if it was Daenerys, if it was Emily Clark, you damn right. What do you mean?
Fair, there's lots of people in that show fucking their aunts. It wasn't just Jon Snow and Daenerys. There's a whole bunch of incest going on.
Nah, it's Emily Clark, man. She's fine. But besides the point, man. She basically told me, she was like, hey man, how you feel about me? He was like, I love you, but you know what? You're my queen. And then she was like, okay, let me kiss you real quick. So they get to kissing, and then all of a sudden she's like, okay, you want to continue this? That's all I am. I'm your queen. I'm gonna burn this mother down. That's basically what she did.
And she said, fear it is.
If he would have saved all of King's Landing, if he had just gave up the D. But his selfish butt was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not feeling how you acting right now. You can't get this no more. That's how I took it. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I took it.
I really enjoyed the fact of, I loved her destroying everything.
It was nice.
Once she dropped and sat with the dragon for a minute and was like, heard the bells and then just said, fuck it. She said, fuck, I'm done. I'm done. This is it.
I'm done.
I enjoyed Grey Worm. His turn of, I'm just gonna kill everybody too. Like when he threw that spear at that Lannister soldier who dropped the sword.
He's too emotionally invested in that whole situation.
Well, you know he's gonna follow what she says. She literally liberated them from being slaves, slave soldiers, and then also liberated the actual slaves there too, not just the soldiers. Like they owe their lives to Daenerys. There's no getting around that. They will fight for whatever cause she wants.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's just or unjust. They're gonna fight for it. So that's pretty much what happened there. It's like once she started raising the city with the dragon, they saw that as their time to be like, all right, well, I guess that's what it is. We're doing it now. We're riding. Yeah.
So like this is my point.
All right.
My issue with this season isn't what's happening; it's how they got there.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly the shit I'm
They
talking
spent the last 7 seasons building Daenerys up as this rightful, just queen who repeatedly said, "I am not my father. I am not my father. I will break the chains. I will not be a tyrant. I will not be the ruler of like a city of ashes." She said that last season, and like she was on that wave all the way up until episode 3, and then over the course of 3 episodes, you just see her do a complete 180, turn straight full mad queen.
Quick.
And like that's why I have the issue with this season, because a lot of people say like, "Oh, last season and this season were worse because of the bad writing, because it, got beyond the books." No, season 6 was beyond the books.
When Jon died in season 5, that was it right there. Like that was the end of the book. That's the end of the book. So, see, all of season 6, which was phenomenal, had some of the best episodes they ever did.
Season 6 is really good. Really good.
And that was beyond the book.
Yeah.
But you know what? They took their time with season 6. It was 10 episodes. Then season 7, like only 7 episodes. Slightly longer episodes, but they still like it needed a little bit extra room. Like that's why I had some issues with season 7, but not nearly as much as this season. Because like it could have benefited from the full season. There were some parts of it that felt rushed, but overall, like specifically with like the Littlefinger storyline and things like that, it was still at a decent enough pace. This one's just like boom, 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 boom. They're rushing towards.
They're all over.
They're trying to tie the loose ends up in such a way they can end it.
I mean, the battle against the dead. I know it was one whole episode, but I mean, it was over. They were worried about it from from episode 1, and then it's done.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, I also think that she burned the city because of other things, not just because they executed her girl, but because they said they were going to send soldiers to help fight against the dead, and then she never did it. And executed her girl.
It was a big like, you know what? You try to play us.
Fuck you and fuck everything you got. We can rebuild it. This is what you get for defying me.
Yeah,
that makes sense. There's probably there's hundreds of reasons Daenerys even did it.
But she could have just flown up to the keep and been like. Psh.
But here's my thing: if this were earlier Game of Thrones, we wouldn't have to explain like, oh, this is probably why Dany did X, Y, and Z. If this were early Game of Thrones, they would have shown us her exact psyche, her breakdown into the Mad Queen, and all this other stuff. Like, there wouldn't be any like, oh, like, this is why she probably did it. It would have been like, they would have been
at all. Like, you just can't have. All right, granted, we knew where Daenerys was going. We knew where she was going. We knew the fact that she found out Jon was the actual heir to the throne, that she was going to have a problem with that. We knew that if Cersei reneged on the fact that she was going to send her armies to help out with the battle with the Night King, we knew that she's going to be pissed off about that. But the way everything transpired, she just didn't have enough time to basically develop into the tyrant that we see now, that was able to release her dragon onto innocent people.
If you didn't think about it too much, it just seemed she went from peaceful ruler to like murderous bitch in like
in a flip of a switch. But the flip of the switch is,
it seems like
Miss
she had
Sunday
one bad
I felt
week.
was just that last straw.
Yeah.
And then Jon telling her like that point where he's like, nah, I'm not feeling it.
She also knows that no matter how much Jon would follow her, and even if Jon said, hey, I know you guys like me, but she's my queen, you gotta follow her, everyone's gonna want to follow Jon because they love Jon. He's been the fair and just, guy the entire time, whereas right now, even the Unsullied, like, they fight for her because of loyalty, but also because they're likely just afraid of her and what she can do. So that's why she knows, well, now that they all know who Jon is, that's another thing goes into it. Varys put out that message to everybody. Yeah. So they know now. All the people of the Seven Kingdoms know that Jon's the rightful.
Did he get a chance to say he sent that?
That's why the little girl went.
Yeah, so I have a
The
problem.
little girl sent the message out.
What I have a problem with, how they did Tyrion to rat him out. I have a huge problem with that on how it went down because
They had to kill him off somehow. You know.
Yeah, but
Tyrion
that's not the
couldn't
way.
fail her again, man.
Yeah, but that's not. But he
He
just
did.
he
He
literally
did.
did it. He literally did it 2 minutes later.
I know, which
he
which
still
drove me
died.
nuts.
Yeah, so
Which
it's
drove
just
me
like,
nuts to see him. She just said to you, fucking how long ago? Hours ago. Fail me again. It'll be the last time you fail me. And when the soldiers leave, I mean, he's gonna let his goddamn brother go and fail her again.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
I have a huge problem with that. Like, I have a huge problem with how that was written, man. Like, it should have been. We needed more. We needed more.
I get it though, but I get it. Like, he let Tyrion go. It's just a matter. If he let Tyrion go in season 4,
So I thought
the reciprocation of it was meant to happen.
as I watched the episode, I had a theory, and I really wish the show went this way instead.
Okay.
That he had talked to Daenerys before and said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna let Jaime go.
Mhm.
He's gonna convince her to escape, and then I know exactly where they're gonna escape to, and we can end this without any bloodshed." I was really hoping that, because, like, look, he said, if they ring the bells, that means they surrender, go escape out the back route where the boat is.
Right.
So I thought he was just going to go convince her to escape. They were going to escape, they ring the bells, the city is spared, and the dragon swoops in and fucking eats them.
That
Like,
could
That would've been cool.
would've been
See,
dope.
that would
That
have
would've been
been
his
of a just
redemption.
and fair ruler, not down.
I'm a better writer.
I think anybody here could be a better writer of this season than what we got so far.
So, like, my whole thing is with, like, I can kind of see why Danny went so south so fast. Like, I wish there was a little bit more context so I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
But I don't see why they made Tyrion such an ignorant, stupid
It just doesn't fit.
This entire
It doesn't
season.
fit.
He's always been the smartest.
Yes.
The smartest
He
character.
seems
in the entire
dumb.
show. But and now he's dumb. He went from
I don't understand
cool
it.
I don't
and
get where
calculated.
I just don't get where that slip happened.
Yeah, it
Like-
just doesn't make sense.
I think it's because he started realizing he thought he could predict Dany, and now he's realizing that he can't do that.
Like,
because,
after
after
Varys
Varys realized it, I think he didn't disagree. He just knew it had to happen.
I hate that it was him that allowed Varys to die, man. Like, I just
That's
hate
literally his best friend for the most part.
Yeah,
aside from his brother.
it's just like don't write that. Don't do that. Don't do
He
that.
wanted
They
it,
already
but
did.
Like, do that.
he also wanted to tell him the truth.
It was just like
That's
don't
why
do
I
that.
told him.
Yeah, but don't spare his life for like it just didn't fit. To me, it didn't fit with Tyrion. It just didn't. It didn't fit. It didn't fit his character. That's just
yeah,
me.
he's like one of the best written characters
He
across the
is.
whole show. Like, he's
He
the
is.
least physically capable and has survived so long, including being in a battle. Like, he didn't die in
Multiple
that battle.
battles.
Multiple battles.
And
He got
like,
knocked
he
out
gets-
for the
he
better
gets knocked in the
warriors than
head.
him have died. Like,
He gets sliced and almost gets his face.
He gets
sliced
knocked in the
half.
head, and he's just like, yeah, like he survives. Like it's just it's. I'm telling you, the writers melted it. That's
All
just
right.
me.
well,
So-
we still got one episode left. So
I don't know how.
All right, what are we? Who? All right, so how is this going down? This is open to the forum. Like, how is this last episode going
It's
down?
so hard to
What's the
predict
prediction?
sloppy writing, though.
Yeah,
It
It
is because I
I
have
mean,
no idea.
real quick.
I have no idea where this thing is going.
Like, if nothing else, whatever happens to the next episode, I will give the last season of Game of Thrones this. The actors, on point.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
The,
Yeah,
uh,
it's
that's
the-
been
the
it's
music
Emmy
on
worthy. It's
point,
Emmy
the
worthy
action on
acting,
point,
or Golden Globe worthy acting.
Yeah.
You just
For sure.
without a shadow of doubt. But
it's not their fault. The writers ran out of book
Yeah.
material to
It's
follow.
literally-
and they couldn't pick up on it.
And
right?
they've been so good with that book content. Like, they've just done such a
Yeah.
good job of portraying those characters so much that we've, like, fallen in love with these characters. We literally got to watch Arya grow up.
yeah,
and,
that's
like,
a great thing.
It's been great, and
They
now
get
they're
naked.
just blowing shit up because HBO knows how to make the show exciting. They know how to get the ratings,
Yeah,
and they
it happened
just
with
know what
Sopran-
you
it
want to
happened
see.
with Sopranos. It happened with another thing I'm mad about, the Golden Company.
oh, they're
We
weak.
got-
They're
we got
weak.
this.
They're weak.
We
They're
got
weak.
that so pumped up. The Golden Company, this, that, the other thing, and we don't even get to see
They
them
were-
fight one person.
they were like-
Harry Strickland has the Blackfire Valerian steel sword in his hilt, and you don't get to see him pull it
Yeah,
out.
the Golden Company is
that
booty
was-
cheeks.
That was terrible.
Booty cheeks. Like I don't.
Okay,
I don't
and
The
know.
Golden Company thought they were like the shit until the
Yeah.
dragon.
Until they saw a dragon, they were like, "Oh wait a minute!"
And they're like,
Yeah.
there was
And-
apparently a previous war with a dragon. Like, how did anybody
I
survive
don't-
that
I
war?
don't know.
Valerian
know.
Dread, he was bigger than Drogon was.
I don't
Really?
know.
Yeah. Like, how are those dragons dead for one?
All
And,
right.
like-
So
All right,
okay.
prediction. Back to predictions. What we thinking is happening in this last episode? How is the show going to end?
I don't know how this. Well, two things. I've always predicted from the beginning that Dany's gonna go like crazy. She's gonna become Mad Queen. The second thing that I predict is that at the end there's going to be. Well, before I go to that, Arya is going to kill Dany. What happens after that or leading up to that, I'm not 100% sure. But
Okay.
the other thing I'm going to predict is that when everything is said and done, and you can quote me on this, no one is going to sit on the Iron Throne. There's going to be some
Nice.
kind of,
I think it's a melted smell.
It's probably it's
Yeah.
gone
So-
at this point, right?
So saying what? They go back to 7 kingdoms,
7 kingdoms.
individual kingdoms.
Either that or like some type of joint democracy or
The
something
king
like
of
that.
the North. The North is the new king.
Like
the
maybe
new
there'll be
kingdom.
someone in charge of King's Landing, but it won't be like, that in charge of everything else.
Yeah.
It'd be more of like a democracy with like that towards like the center melting ground.
Well, what
That's
if
what
it's
I
like
predict.
the North, because they've at this point liberated the greater North beyond the Wall. They don't have to hate them anymore. There's nothing to fear.
Yeah,
there.
after they
Yeah,
fought
but
side by
there's-
side.
Yeah, but there's no one there now.
Well, the free folk are there.
They're not. They're at the wall.
Oh, that's true. But
Right.
okay, so this is how I think it's gonna go.
All right, this is your prediction. What we got?
I think he's right. I think
Yeah, guess
Arya's
first.
gonna kill Daenerys, and I think that what's gonna happen is because Daenerys decided she has to rule through fear, she can't just let Jon, because Jon has a better claim to the throne. So Jon's gonna show up and be like, "Hey, I'm not cool with how we handled that," and then she's gonna be like, "You dare defy me?" And then Arya's gonna have to kill her so that she can't have Jon killed, and then they're gonna have to deal with the dragon. Because I don't think the dragon's just gonna follow Jon.
Not-
Either that, or that Jon can control the dragon, and that's how they turn
Not
it.
even that. Let's say, Daenerys dies, right? The Unsullied are incredibly loyal to
Yeah.
Daenerys. If they find out someone killed them, they're going to go nuts. Same thing with the Dothraki. They're just going to be like a crazy mob of soldiers who won't know what to do.
Okay, but the
They're not
North
going
and
to
the
automatically
remaining
follow
Golden
Jon
Company.
Snow. Like, that's not going to happen.
But the North and the remaining Golden Company might fight together. And that could happen in one episode. Because they know that, I'm sure the Golden Company know that the North isn't, like, they're honorable and just, and they probably already know that Jon is the rightful ruler.
But at this point, it's like, if we had like 2 or 3 episodes left.
That's true.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's
good
only
for
for
that.
one.
We got an
All
hour.
right.
We have an hour and a half left, and I don't even know if I'm ready for all of it.
Fairer skinned, less melanated AJ. What do you think?
What
do you think is gonna happen?
What do I think? I think my little twist of this whole thing: Dany is going to kill Tyrion. Sansa is going to be furious,
Woo!
and Sansa is going to ask Arya to kill Dany.
Sansa doesn't have to ask Arya.
I
Arya
don't
is
think she
already on
has
the
to
fucking
ask her.
mission.
You're right, but I feel like they'll both be
They're
on
gonna
the same.
they'll be on the
page
same
of it.
page.
Of Tyrion, Dany's going to kill Tyrion
Okay.
because of letting Jaime go.
All right.
And I know I don't care if he's dead, whatever. He defied her again.
Yo, all I'm saying is
That's
that
true.
if anything happens to my boy Sam, like I know he won't be
I
on the
think-
wall, but if anything
I think we're-
happens to him,
Sam is way far away. He's
All right.
safe.
yo,
Yeah.
good.
All right.
We're never going to know what happens
If
to
nothing
Sam.
else, I want Sam
All
to
right,
be good.
end
Sam
it,
is good.
end it, or close it out with.
All right, so here's my prediction, man. Everybody dies and Ghost sits on the throne. We're gonna close this thing out. Agents of Nerds, baby.